just like a hectic work week. But when I had a chance to stream or play some games, it was that. And I'm almost done with it. And I can't wait because Tekken 7 is on Game Pass. Gotta hit that up. And then I got the Fractured Butthole, the second South Park game.
Right.
So I'm ready to get into that.
Cool. So for me, what I've been playing, shoot, I played a little bit of VR, some Beat
I think
Saber.
it missed what we were saying.
For
You
the
might.
first part, I'll go back to later
Yeah.
then after this.
Okay.
So yeah, I've been playing a little bit of Beat Saber. I'm trying to get back into Psychonauts 2. I mean, excuse me, the first game, Psychonauts. I'm in preparation for the second game. Um, let's see what else. That's pretty much it for me. I haven't really got too much. I didn't get much time this week to kind of just jump in all the way as I had planned as far as game is concerned. But what about you, LBOOGIE? What you been playing?
So I've been playing a lot of Apex. They have their Grand Soiree event, and in Civilization, I'm like, I gotta be close to a victory at this point. Like, I feel like I've been playing this one game of Civilization for like days. Excuse me, but yeah. So Apex, I've been playing in the evenings all week. They have their challenges every 2 days. It's a different game. They're calling it like an arcade mode, which is pretty cool.
It's like Overwatch.
And they have different skins and stuff for you to get. And this time they're letting you just buy the skins directly instead of, buying the packs and trying to roll for them. So that's pretty cool.
Awesome.
But yeah.
Awesome. And CHAREECE, she's kind of stepped away for a little bit, so she'll be back in just a moment. Hopefully she'll be able to jump in. No problem. But let's get to it because we got a pretty lengthy show today. So let's start with the first topic. So I know last week we talked a little bit about Stadia and like some people are thinking like that it's not has not been as up to par or things they wanted from the platform. So Google's pretty much been trying to kind of fight back towards that stigma, and they expect 120 games to hit Stadia this year, including like exclusives. They also signed a deal in Europe with BT, which is, from my understanding, is a broadband service in Europe. So they're trying to invest money there. So my question to you ladies is, do you think this is enough for Google Stadia? As far as like include right now, I don't know exactly what the game count is for that platform, but they expect to be at 120 games. So I just want to know, do you think this investment is enough? It's all like some rumors going around about them with studios and whatnot. So I just want to know what you all think about this recent news of them this strategy, if you will.
Remember, was it not last E3, but the E3 before, when Xbox had like a gang of titles, but half of them were indies? And
you said this was a couple E3s ago?
Yeah, when they had all them games, but I'll be honest with you, I don't remember all them games they said they was going to put out. But being that Microsoft is a bigger company than Stadia, and they're just like an up and coming company that they just came out the gate, like you can't mess up that bad. You can't mess up early in the game. 120 games, that's a lot. How many are indies? How many are original IPs? How many are just a port? You know what I mean? That's what bothers me about it. Because if you giving me 120 games that came out on the Nintendo Switch or the Xbox One or the PlayStation or the PC, it's not gonna entice me to go get the Stadia. I'm not the type of person that if I buy something like a game or piece of hardware that I'd be like, oh, I'm just gonna look at it. Nah, I have to play it. So I need to see what they're gonna do with these 120 games. And you got 120 games, so I better see a Google presence at E3. If that's, they need a Google.
They announce anything? Do y'all know if they announced anything as far as E3?
No? As far as to my knowledge, no. But what I know is if you have some hardware and you fresh off the gate, your best bet is to get you a spot at E3 or get you a spot in that area to show the people what this product really is about. That's the best advice I can give. But right now, do I want to spend $30 some on this right now? No.
Just for the ecosystem. What about you, LBOOGIE? What you think?
I mean, I feel like they're trying, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard, you know. This is a really developed space to try to enter. There's a lot of barriers to entry. You know, their thing is that I think they figured that as long as they had the platform, you know, because basically what they're selling is a platform as a service. You know, I think they thought that that was going to be, you know, a big shebang. But, you know, for gamers, it's always, where's the games?
Right.
I noticed that, yeah, you know, they're like, okay, but where's the games?
Yeah.
But it looks like they welcomed Typhoon Studios, who apparently made some game called Journey to the Savage Planet. It says it's on PlayStation. You said what?
You said that they acquired them?
Yeah.
Okay.
It says they welcome Typhoon Studios to our Stadia Games and Entertainment family. I looked them up, and it says that they made that Journey to what is it? Journey to the Savage Planet. Yeah. And it says it's on PlayStation and Xbox One, although
it's not out yet.
I haven't heard of it. It says launching in 2019.
Oh wow. So yeah, maybe it got delayed. I haven't heard of it either. I mean, I've heard of it, but I haven't played it. So yeah. I don't know.
And I mean, one of their biggest boosts was like delivered a multiplayer first for gamers with Stream Connect's debut in Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint, but like nobody's playing that game.
Nobody's playing, yeah.
You know, like I don't know. I don't feel like it's just not there yet for me to try it.
Right.
I feel like they definitely are trying. I do agree that like what they're on the right track, I guess is what I want to say.
Yeah, I mean this is humble beginnings though. Like that's how I look at it. Mm-hmm.
Right. They're just starting, so I don't want to like shit on them too much because like, you know, we should give them a couple of years to like really get ramped up, because even with like, you know, we know how it was with Xbox. It's taken a couple of years for us to, you know, really get some games coming. You know, once you start acquiring studios, it's not like, you know, tomorrow you're about to have games. Next year you're about to have games. It's gonna be a couple of years before you have
a marathon, not a sprint, people.
Right. But they say that 4K gaming should be there in the first quarter. More functionality for, you know, Android phones and whatnot. So, you know, they're still working. The biggest thing for me was that I always felt like Google is ready to drop some shit when it's not producing. So this kind of gives me a little more confidence that they're gonna stick with this, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely does build confidence. I mean, especially for people who've already invested in the platform. I completely agree. I'm actually, I can easily see this being like, you know, how back in the day, how Steam was when they first started. People didn't really want to give Steam like a chance and stuff like that. I feel like reminds me of like the early days of Steam. But to me, I think competition. I think competition is important, so I definitely want to see them kind of, you know, do their put all they, you know, think of this is what they're doing. Put the coins in there, like do everything you have to do to make it successful, because competition makes everybody, all the industries try harder. but yeah. So next topic is,
don't be laughing at me.
I'm just saying, just the way you put it. CD Projekt Red delays Cyberpunk 2077 from April to September. So before we jump into that, following the delay, CD Projekt Red expects the dev team to crunch. Oof. So
can you explain the word crunch for the people that don't know?
Okay, so wow. Okay,
and the amount of time that they're expecting.
Yeah,
these people to crunch.
See that part. I think it was like an additional like overtime hours, something like that. So yeah, anytime you're trying to push out a game, typically they have this period of prior to release called like crunch time, where developers would put in overtime. You know, they get paid overtime. They would put in overtime in order to finish the game. But that's time away from their families, and I just imagine working like 12 to 16-hour days, and so yeah, it becomes a serious problem in the work environment. So that's essentially what I hope I'm doing a good job of explaining crunch, but that's essentially what crunch is. So yeah, one of y'all want to take this topic and kind of run with it, but
I wish it would be a better way to word that crunch, because that sounds aggressive to me.
I mean, it's what it is. It is aggressive.
yeah.
Like, you working, like she said, probably more so like 14, 16-hour days. You know, you working from probably, 8 to 10, each day, and then doing it again the next day, every day from April to September. What is that, like 4 or 5 months?
I mean, it's a necessary thing in order to finish the game, but it's like it also builds a poor, like,
Right.
health wise and work environment. So
yeah, because I feel like they need to enact some type of policy. Like, okay, if this is going to be our crunch period, then that means for every employee, you work this many hours and then you get 1 day off. Like, I feel like crunch can be mitigated by that.
it's like either they crunch or they push the game to 2021. Like that's what it seemed like. That's the way it, like the way when you read the article. If you want to find the article, people in the chat, I'll paste it in the chat. But it just seems like this is a necessary thing in order for them to avoid pushing it to 2021. And that's, I mean, but you know what's interesting about the gaming industry is this is a normal practice. And the problem when people the huge problems come into play is when the old like overtime isn't being paid and they still expecting people to work these extensive hours. But a lot of people in the industry who've been doing this for a while, they will tell you that, oh yeah, crunch time is normal. We know we're trying to release the game.
Right.
And I went and I've sat in on PAX panels, and it was I listened to huge debates between people who can't stand crunch and don't want crunch to be any part of it, and then other people who believe that crunch is just necessary in the industry. And so you have two different like thinking processes when it comes to that. As a gamer, I mean, I want the game, but I think that crunch, it should be managed, like the time should be managed better than just, oh, let's just work extensively to get the game out. So yeah.
Okay, it's not mandatory. It's not mandatory. It's there though. Part of me want to be sympathetic to their situation, because I know they're working all these hours trying to get this game out, and especially how they hype this game up. And based on CD Projekt Red's resume, anything less is uncivilized. So the people people that's working in a company like that should be able to understand these situations or be prepared for these situations. Does that sound mean? But I'm just being realistic here.
A little bit. It sounds a little mean, but go ahead.
A little mean.
A little bit.
Damn. Well, I'm gonna have to play devil's advocate here, because it's okay. I understand that I understand that it's crunch time and people have to like get these games out. But it's like a double-edged sword. What type of business that you're into, especially with a high-profile company and supposed to be potentially the game of the year, quote unquote, potentially the game of the year,
game of the generation. That's what some people say.
I'm sorry, what?
Game of the generation.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I just know about this year. So people who are going to take that extra money, they're gonna take the extra money, and people to choose to bow out, they can bow out, and that's what's good about this CD Projekt Red, because they're giving you the option, like you don't have to, but we really need y'all to come through, But it is what it is. A delay is a delay. It's been delayed cities all this week. Oh man, yeah. So that's how I feel. What else been delayed today? I mean, this week.
What else has been delayed? So yeah, I mean, there's been some other delays, as the lady just mentioned. Final Fantasy VII remake has been delayed a month. You have Let's see what else. We mentioned another one earlier, prior to coming onto the show, which was, dang it, you said it, lady, earlier, lady. Marvel, the Marvel, yes, Marvel.
Bootleg Marvels.
No.
Bootleg Marvels, the bootleg Marvel game. I'm glad they delayed that. They needed to. They really, really, really
It's
needed
not like
to.
they're gonna make the characters look more like the celebrities now.
But they better make them looking better than they was at what they showed last year, though. At least.
I mean, because the problem is that they're trying to make them look similar to the celebrities, so they're always gonna look bootleg, you know.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know if it's the fact that they can't just take their likeness like completely, like scan their face in the game, put them in the game. They like you said, they're putting somebody that's just we haven't watched this Iron Man. Like we don't know who it was. It's like the characters seem foreign to you because you're so used to the movies, So
so my thing is like they ain't got enough money to get rights to use their images, or no?
I think they want it to be ambiguous from the movies, but
I think that's the problem when it's all engraved in everybody's mind within the last 10 years with all these Marvel movies coming out. That's like a lot of Marvel fans, those actors are like embedded in their brains. Like,
well, that's really like the new people though.
The new people?
Because most of the people who have been following the characters forever, whatever the comic book, the original, way that they looked is how most of us see them. So that's why, it looks weird because it's like they're trying to make them look like the movie characters, but then not. When in reality, they should just stick to whatever the comic book looks like if they're not going to make them look exactly like the movie stars, And the reason why I think that they make it to where that they're not exactly the movie stars is because you never know what happens. Something could happen to any of these people and then they're not the character anymore,
right. Yeah.
So to me, it's like, just stick to the comic. Like, just make them look exactly the way they looked in the comic and be done with it.
What else was delayed? Final Fantasy VII, right?
Yep.
Which I'm like, I don't know. People are like upset. I'm like, it's a remake. You played it already. Like,
no, but this is different. This is this game is completely remade. It looks nothing like the original at all.
Is it the same story?
Yes. but it's like taking to let you know how drastic this remake is. It's like taking 16-bit Mario and then making it a live action game. That's how different it is.
For a game that
I feel like you're exaggerating a tad.
I'm so serious. I'm serious. Go look at Final Fantasy VII, and then go and look at Final Fantasy Remake. It's like night and day difference between the two games. I'm excited for it. Obviously, if you can't tell.
Right.
So you getting there day one then?
Well, now that it's delayed, we don't know what day one is, but definitely. Well,
and then isn't it going to be like a little while before it comes on Xbox? Or do you think they're going to sync it up now?
There is. I think it's going to be like when they showed this marketing material that said that the Final Fantasy VII remake is going to release on Xbox in March 2021. So that's a extensive delay. I mean, not delay.
It's going to be on Game Pass. It's going to be on Game Pass. I'm telling you.
By that point, who knows? Who knows? We don't know. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised though.
There was a couple of games that was released, and then like maybe 2 months later or 6 months later, it was on Game Pass so quick. Anthem, that was a good example.
Yeah, Anthem.
That's a good example. Anthem. I think Anthem was like the quickest game that went on Game Pass since I got Game Pass.
Yeah, but see, EA has been doing that though. They've been putting a lot of their titles on Game Pass, in a short amount of time with this Madden, etc. Like they just.
Do you think that they're gonna? You think that I'm gonna pay $60 in this year or next year for Final Fantasy VII? I'm waiting till it goes on sale. Final Fantasy VII Remake is gonna go on sale first before it goes.
I gotta get it when it drops. I can't.
I know. I understand it. That's your game. That's your game. You get it day one. I can respect that. As for me, it's my thought process is like, okay, they're gonna come out after their new date. It's gonna go on like summer sale, fall sale, winter sale, and then sometime around 2021 is gonna be on Game Pass. They're gonna milk that game for all it's worth. By the time it get to us, like Xbox people, unless I mean they're gonna be a $60 version for you to get, but I'm gonna wait because I don't buying. I've made the mistake of buying the same game multiple times, remastered and remakes, and is one either they're not up to par or it's the same story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't, like, right now. If shit, I don't even think I'll get if Fallout New Vegas 2. If Fallout New Vegas came out remastered, I wouldn't get it. You know why? Because I played that game already.
Yeah, you feel like you're not, because you see, I look at it as to me a remake is very different than having like a definitive edition where you're just getting updated like HD graphics. To me, this is not what this is. So yeah, I mean, only thing advice I can tell you all is just go check it out. Go see for yourself. Like I mean, especially if you've never, have you ladies ever played the original game, the Final Fantasy VII, the original game?
Nah, that's why I can play it right now and have the same experience.
Okay, so that explains everything. What about you?
Yeah, I haven't played in forever. Like, I can't even remember. Like I played the early Final Fantasies, but I think I stopped before 7.
I agree.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So I think you ladies are in for a treat, and I mean, I guess I might be going out to stream then, huh? So y'all gonna see it before you cop it.
Oh, you gonna boot up? You gonna boot up?
I'm about to boot up, man. Turn the cameras on.
I ain't saying it's a no for me, dog. I'm just waiting till that sale drop. That's all. I'm not saying that I'm not into getting it. I'm interested in the game. I just don't believe that I want to pay full price for experience that game. Look, I got burned by Death Stranding. You best believe it. I'm not going to get fucked up on no Final Fantasy VII. I'm not a big Final Fantasy person, so this will be new territory. When I started playing Final Fantasy, it was 13, and they said it was the trashiest one. So
did you ladies like Final Fantasy 15 at all?
I did.
Okay.
I didn't play it. It didn't interest me.
Yeah, so you made like Final Fantasy 7 remake.
Final Fantasy because it just became uninteresting for me. So, I don't know if maybe we decide that we're gonna do a grown women gaming night. One of these days, maybe I'll get it.
Weird schedules and stuff. All right, cool. All right, so another topic that's on this little list here that I made is PS4 exclusive Horizon Zero Dawn could come to PC. So I just want to get
you. Is it could or definite now?
Well, it's could, but Jason Schreier, I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just Schreier.
Schreier, thank you. Sorry, Jason Schreier. He announced it on his Twitter feed that Horizon Zero Dawn could release on PC this year, and so typically with something like that, he's been known to be extremely accurate. Now I can't comment on like the rumor that much, but you all can kind of jump into it. How do you feel about Horizon Zero Dawn practically, no longer being, a console exclusive?
I just bought it for PlayStation during the holidays since it was on sale for $10. But I don't know. I don't mind any of that. Like none of that crap bothers me. Like even when Xbox puts their games on PC, that doesn't bother me at all.
Right.
Like, but the only thing that does bother me is how the way this is written to be well received. Like, ooh, yay, this game is coming on PC. But then when Xbox games come on PC, it's like,
Xbox got no games.
Xbox is dying. They need money. Like, come on, get out of here. Like,
the whole Xbox
all of it
no
is to make money.
Yeah.
These people are putting it on PC most likely because they didn't make enough money on PS4 or as much as they wanted to. So they're trying to capture more people. Like, that's it,
Yeah. For me,
go ahead.
Me? Yeah. Look, look, that exclusivity shit is gonna be gone, long and gone in the near future. And I really need to let it go. Some like y'all gotta learn to let it go. Because when it comes to business, putting your product in multiple markets is the best thing. Is the
That's
best way
right.
to go. That exclusivity. It was cool in the 90s and the 2000s when when we didn't have the technology to be able to cross plat. You know what I'm saying? Or cross save now. But now we in 2020, and to me, things are changing. Like before, I never thought that mobile gaming would be one of the most lucrative markets out here in gaming. So, and I know that the more technology that they put in people's hardware, it don't matter what platform you got, or no much matter how much money you put on your games. It don't matter what platform you got. But in order for you to make your money back, or at least break even, you gotta extend your branch to every aspect of gaming. We talking about Switch. We see it with Mortal Kombat and Doom on Switch. We see Destiny with the cross save. We see Call of Duty, first AAA title game that I know that I enjoy playing, that I can be able to play with all my friends. That's game changing. So you might have it first on PlayStation or first on Xbox, or I don't know. Nintendo always greedy with their shit. I don't know what's gonna happen with Nintendo, but they always close minded about it, and hopefully
Nintendo just has one of the best ecosystems. Not as far as ecosystem, but it's like that their exclusivity lineup, their IPs, they're some of the best IPs, iconic IPs. So the
they,
association is there. It's kind of like associating Halo with Microsoft and Xbox. Like Halo is that platform, and I think that's gonna be the distinction. Now that's what's gonna be the exclusive, if you will, is what's the IPs on what platform. Like your Uncharted's and your God of Wars, we know that's PlayStation. Whether those games decide to go to PC or not, we know that that's Sony, right? And I think that's gonna be the distinction. It's no longer gonna be on like console specific, basically.
yeah, I think the future is going to be okay. We have our game on console, and maybe a year, or a year or two
Or
down the
day and
line.
date, like Gamepad. Xbox Microsoft first party, XGS, the game studios, like they release their games day and date on PC and Xbox. And
Mhm.
so, do you think that these other companies are going to follow suit?
You know they is. Come
It's
on
only a
now.
matter of time, right?
Yes, girl, you took the words out my mouth today. But yeah, so I'm just saying that. Look, personally, when it comes down to the actual game Horizon Zero Dawn, I played it. It is fire, fire.
It's open world
I
kind of RPG, right?
Oh yes, yes. It touched me. It touched me good
Did you
because
complete the game, or do you only play like a bit of like a good chunk of it?
girl, I streamed it and completed it.
Okay, okay, all right, all
I
right.
had to go back to a earlier save, level up some more, and then beat the boss twice. So
I
yes.
got you. I got you.
So I can't wait. I can't wait. Because with Horizon Zero Dawn in that world with those graphics, that's possible. That possibility. I don't have like the bestest computer, but I know someone out there do. And if they play this game, it's gonna look gorgeous because it looks good for me on my screen on my little console. But I can just see the potential that it could possibly have on PC.
Yeah, so and things like this, like when I see topics like this, it just makes me, you know, I'm happy to see it because I feel like there'll always be a place for console, and people get afraid that PC is gonna some some form of fashion or some way be dominant. But what people don't realize is that dollar for dollar, that console is still the best investment you can make
Mm-hmm.
for the quality that you get, and that So for
Yeah.
instance, to give you an example. I mean, you know this, Boogie, as far as like a graphics card costs the same amount as an
Right.
entire console. So, I mean, people, they like to talk about these $2,000 rigs and $2,500 dollar rigs they've built up, but it's like, okay, I can pay a fraction of what you play and play the same game, probably at a better frame rate and at decent, as far as graphic fidelity is fantastic too. I mean, it's to me dollar for dollar is just the best you can get. And also like you don't have to worry about, in some instances, uh like patches are easy to perform on console as well. It's like everything, the hand holding is just, that's another thing that makes it makes it just better in my opinion. And that's why I've always, even though I got a decent gaming rig, like I've always preferred console.
I mean, because for me, it takes a lot, like I'm busy, like I work, I am a single mother, I got a lot of shit to do. So, having console just is the most convenient for me. Um, if I had to worry about all these updates and X, Y, and Z all the time, I probably wouldn't play as much, because if I go to turn it on and my shit just isn't ready to work, then I'm just like, all right, whatever. I'll just watch Netflix.
Right, right. Yeah. All right, we'll pivot. So let's talk a little bit about VR. So the Valve Index, I had to put a VR topic in here, but the Valve Index headset, the new one that Steam, I believe, Steam and HTC, I think they team up for this one. The Index headset sold out globally as Half-Life Alyx nears launch. And what's interesting about this is that the price tag on the headset was anywhere. The lowest tier I think you could have gotten was like $799, but average price has been $1,000, and they've sold out globally because of Half-Life Alyx. And this is the VR headset. Now, granted, we don't know how many units they had, so this could be just a nice, PR kind of thing. I know one thing. I'm excited for Half-Life Alyx, and just being a fan of the series. So, do you guys think that this is something? Because we know that Microsoft has not invested in VR. Do you think by the headset selling out globally, by PlayStation still having their lineup of nice like VR titles, and then things like the Quest taking off because it sold out over the holiday season,
right? Like I just got mine.
Right, right. So
but
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, to be clear, Microsoft hasn't necessarily stepped out of the VR space. Their VR space just isn't like commercial. Their VR space is more, government and military contracts and hospital contracts, things like that.
Are you talking about the what's the headset?
The HoloLens.
The HoloLens, yeah. But they also have Windows. They have Windows VR headsets too. They have the Windows display units, the head display units that they have, that Dell manufacturers and all these other PC manufacturers have their own headsets. So it's not like they're 100% out of the space. So yeah, I mean that's correct. I just think that as far as when I look at VR, I think I automatically just think PC. I don't think PlayStation, even though I know they have a headset. I think PC.
There people are gonna be mad at me, but their shit is whack. Now that I've put on a Quest, I'm like, that shit is booty doo. Like
the untetheredness of it,
right? Well, just the clarity, that you're getting. Like the clarity on the Quest is amazing compared to on the PlayStation. And I have a Pro. Like I'm playing mine on a Pro, but that shit gets amazingly hot. You feel like way more dizzy than I do on the Quest. The Quest is just, the better product. I mean, it costs more though too, so
yeah, you get what you pay for.
Right. I mean, like if you're just trying to dip your toes, sure. But then at the same time, you might not like VR because you chose to play PSVR first and it was a subpar experience. You know what I mean? Like if you went on ahead and bought a Quest, even the $399 Quest, you would have a better experience. So you might continue to like VR. Because I tell you, I wasn't the biggest VR head, but I really enjoy the Quest.
Yeah, I enjoy the Quest too. That's my go-to now. I have an Oculus Rift, the first one. And that was my go-to, but ever since I got the Quest, I haven't touched my Rift because I just like the fact that I don't have to turn on my PC at all.
Right.
I mean, I just explained that, I'm a console person. The barrier of entry for the Quest is nothing. You just charge it, you put it on.
You don't need no camera.
Right.
You don't need nothing else. I like how you're able to make your little barrier around wherever you're playing.
And you could peek out of it and see somebody coming.
Yes. Oh my God. That is like the coolest shit. I'm like, that's why I'm saying, you know, if you are going to say, I'm going to try VR, but then you try PSVR and then you're like, I don't like this. VR sucks. It's not necessarily that VR sucks. It's that you chose to try the lowest tier version, you know?
So I need to take that PlayStation VR out of my cart on Amazon.
Probably.
Yeah. Go ahead and just put $100 with it and get the Quest.
I'll think about that.
Yeah, and then we can play games together because they got multiplayer stuff.
You know, K Mega talking about LBOOGIE saying she might get a chance of hair burning playing PSVR. It's not really hair burning. It's like I'm gonna fucking pass out because it's getting so hot that, and you're like in this
like
enclosed
sweating,
space around
like
your face. You know, like you could literally pass out. So, I mean, like I make my kid take breaks and drink water because you get like dehydrated and everything playing that shit.
Have you done, okay, so since we're talking about the Quest, have you done any of the like where you can go around the globe and look at different places of the world? That's the most amazing thing.
I haven't yet, but the first part where they like first bring you in and you see the whale coming over and you see like them like showing the different, you know, terrains and stuff like that, that was pretty awesome. But I do need to do that. You're gonna have to show me what I need to do.
Like sometimes I just go to the Sahara Desert and just look at it like, oh my God, it's so gorgeous. And then it's like they got different parts of the world that you could just kind of go into that area and like look at the atmosphere and look at people. It's just crazy. Like it's just a different way to like, man, escape. It's pretty.
I gotta go get that case thing for it. That's my only problem is that it doesn't come with any type of like case or anything like that.
Well, hang tight. You might get some in your mail tomorrow. Who knows?
Ooh, what?
Who knows?
Is she here? I thought I heard a voice.
Yeah, she said something.
Who knows? Who knows? Hang tight.
Damn, CHAREECE.
I don't know.
Right. So
let's get into this juicy topic that released early this week. The juicy topic. We talking about VR. The juicy.
Oh my God, I can't.
Sony has decided to skip E3 again this year. Dun dun dun. Oh, okay.
Right. Man, CHAREECE just bought a PS4. I want to know how she feels about it.
Yeah, that's getting ask her first. Yeah.
Oh, why y'all gonna do me like this?
Because you just got here. What's up?
Oh, it's like that, huh?
Yeah, and you just got
what?
Yeah, but you did just buy a PlayStation. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm low key upset. I have no idea what to buy for this shit. Like, I need to I need to stop playing around and just go look, okay, what's exclusive to this damn system? And I figured, hey, they're gonna be at E3. I can make a shopping list and just call it a day, because that's the same thing I do for Xbox. When E3 drop, I'm like, okay, I make a list. I want that, I want this, I want that, and I go on Amazon and I place all that shit in my cart, and I just there you go. I can do the same thing for PlayStation. This lets me know what I need to buy, what I need to save up for, what's coming in the future. And if they're not going to do this, then that must mean they don't want my money, right? Is that what that means?
That's what it sounds like.
That's what it means to me. Because me, E3 is my pre-Christmas. This is how I shop for Christmas and the rest of the upcoming year. I don't know. I don't know how to take this. It's like they want my money, but they don't want my money. Like they're only going by brand loyalty, and brand loyalty is only gonna get you so far for so long.
Mm-hmm. And that's the point I was trying to make online. I don't know if y'all saw. I started talking with Escoblades, who works for Ubisoft.
Yeah,
and like he's basically like, oh, it's like all marketing. Which I totally get. Like, I totally get all that. I just feel that it's a big FU to the fans. Because, I mean, one of the things... okay, so I'm sure a lot of them see Xbox Fan Fest and shit like that as people just wanting to get free shit. Which you're going to have a percentage of people that come that just want free shit so that they can put it online.
Mhm.
But the grand majority of people that come out to the Xbox event are real Xbox fans. They are people who spend a lot of money on Xbox and they enjoy the product. All right. And having that event shows those fans that Xbox appreciates them. They appreciate their money. They appreciate them telling people, hey, you should buy Xbox because X, Y, and Z. So when I see that PlayStation isn't doing their fan events, it looks bad to me. I'm sorry. Like, you look like you don't give a shit about your people.
And that's exactly how I feel. Yeah. I just like what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to now I gotta go search different websites and everything and pull up this future list that might not happen. I just like it's just one place you get all the information, you can get all the hype and excitement. But now we don't get that.
See,
So
I look at E3 as like the Super Bowl of video games, right? It's like even other
Mhm.
industries pay attention to E3. Even though it has a smaller amount of attendees than all these other ones around the world, which have larger populations than us. Like we don't have
Mhm.
as big of as a population as these other countries, so our numbers are going to be smaller by default. So um I feel like this to me it's pure fan service, and I feel like Sony should have considered being there. Like they really should have considered being there, and because like I said, other industries pay attention. Whether it's your news networks, they always like, oh, the expo coming, and you will see articles and people putting out streaming and videos and stuff like that. Millions of people. This is not just okay. How many attendees at the show, and let us show our games in our lineup. I think it's bigger than that. Because if you think about it, we all went last year, right? And it was about 66,000 people, 66,000 plus people there. It did not feel empty by no means.
Right.
Like even if we're getting places like as far as food, except one place, which now we know why. Getting food, we had to wait. Like it was always, it was people, doing their thing at E3 as it typically would be. So I don't know. I was expecting that with this being a console year that they would definitely invest in this space. But I'm pretty sure they're probably gonna have their own event, and Sharice, you're gonna get all that information that you want from that platform when they decide to announce when they're gonna have it. I just hope that they have a decent lineup, something that will force me to invest in the PS5 because right now I would just stick with what I have until until something
yeah,
else
I ain't getting
breaks.
no PlayStation 5, so I'm still trying to figure out what the hell to get for the PlayStation 4.
There's tons to get on PlayStation 4. You being an RPG fan, I'm surprised you haven't like found
Hit up
something.
them
Yeah, the
JRPGs.
Personas and all them. Like
I
Persona.
realize, but see, I thought about that because the other one's on sale, but now they having a remaster and it's like all this extra crap and it's gonna be like $90, and I side-eyed it real hard, and I'm like, y'all finna make me go buy a damn disc, aren't you? And I'm
wow.
like, yeah.
There's
Yeah,
a
like
PlayStation Store. You can use digital gift cards or something.
No, they've taken it down.
oh
They
wow.
took
I'm sorry, what?
they took the original version of the game down to do the pre-order for the special edition that remaster that's coming out later on this year,
So
and
they
it's
take it out the
$90.
store because a new one's coming out.
I can't find it anymore. If
What?
anybody can find it, send me a damn link.
You don't have to go to Amazon, cuz.
That's exactly what I'm gonna have to do.
That trips me out because it's like, man, how do I say this? I don't know. I just I don't know. I hope
Okay,
they get it together. They get it together.
I owned my PlayStation 4 for like 2, maybe 3 years already, and I wanted I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to see something at E3. I'm like,
It's
yo,
a console year. Yeah.
that's what I thought. I was like, yo, it's console year. Yo, I want to see what PlayStation is gonna do to rival Xbox. I want to see how much space Nintendo's gonna chop up and take for themselves. The camaraderie and the competition all blended together. It would have been perfect. But when one of the big threes ain't gonna be there, you got people saying, "Oh, that's just PlayStation just being PlayStation." Oh, they said they're gonna have their own special event next month. They're saying whispers of a release date of the 5th talking about they're going to show the specs, they're going to show the hardware, they're going to show the controller, they're going to show some games. What's going to be on the PS5. But it's not, you don't get the same effect that you would if you had your own space. If you had the new games that's coming out on your PS5 on the games floor at E3 with jumbotrons or demos of the new controller and people standing in line trying to play your game. You know what I mean? Things like that, to me, has a bigger effect than, you know, sitting in my room watching the reveal on YouTube or Twitch versus me being on the E3 floor and, you know, lucky enough to go to FanFest. You know, that's two completely different experiences. So I was told that there were some issues between, what is the ESA? That's what it's called.
Yeah, they own the
between Sony and them. That's what I heard. I'm not too sure. I just heard. Is it? I don't know. And I don't get it. I don't get it. I know that you have a big following in Japan and stuff like that, but you got a lot of fans here too, and they spend your money. And I agree. You got to have something to show love to your fans. If you don't, how you gonna have people continually buying your product? How you gonna convince me to go buy the PlayStation 5? Now you telling me I gotta go spend money to go on a month, quote unquote month long celebration that's gonna be on YouTube and stuff versus or are they gonna have like a brick and mortar event in New York? I gotta get a plane ticket and a hotel to New York where you could have just did it all in one whop at
I gotta get a separate ticket. That's a good point. I didn't think about that. Now fans is gonna want to go to both, like PlayStation Experience and
so I want to see the real fans that said that they didn't want to go to E3 last year because PlayStation wasn't there. I want to see them at that event in New York. Because if I don't see them same people that was like, oh my God, PlayStation's not going to be there. Oh, I'm not going to E3. I need them to be front and center on that special event. Represent your brand, because that's what your brand doing, right?
Right, and you're asking the media to be there too. Like your media has to be at both places. They're gonna have to be. That's 2 plane tickets. That's more hotel costs. That's an aspect I hadn't even thought about, like the expensive part of it all. Because it's expensive to go to E3, man. Like, it's a grip. We have to plan it out carefully because we still got to take care of life, you know, bills and food and all that stuff too.
You ain't lying. So I'm just saying.
What? So who hasn't spoke on this? I think Boogie, maybe, possibly.
I thought I did, but maybe I didn't. No, I think I talked about something else, but
Sony.
No, I did talk a little bit about them not going, like how I think it's like not for, like they don't give a crap about their fans and stuff. But I don't know, like you guys have said, you know, the competition thing, you know, and I don't know. I'm hoping that they like just have good games, and the PS5 is not like, I know it's going to be inferior to the X, you know, but just not be that much more, you know. And then, you know, to hear them talk about they're going to focus on putting out like less titles. Did you see that one?
Or I didn't hear that, but I'm in.
Yeah, they were talking about that they're going to put out like less titles, but I guess like bigger titles. So I don't know. Seems like they're having a big shift, you know. They fired that one guy, and now, you know, you have top-down leadership. I'm getting feedback.
Yes, I think it sounds like it's coming from
Lady.
From Lady, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it seems like they're having a big top-down leadership change, and yeah, you know, it'll just be different, I think, you know, and just the whole landscape of gaming, I think, is changing a lot. So it's just gonna be different.
Yeah, and so, you know, the flip side of this is Microsoft. I guess once this news came out, they doubled down and was like, "Look, we're going to E3, and it's going to be a great E3. So pay attention." Basically, is how they put it in short.
They got bamboozled. I mean, hardcore PlayStation fans got bamboozled because they didn't have no PlayStation experience, right?
Last year, no.
Okay.
No E3 last year either.
Okay. And so all they got right now is State of Play and some New York. It better be fire.
Well, I can tell you this: when I went to PAX West up here in Seattle a few months back, Sony had a huge presence there. It looked like their E3 booth. They just looked like they took the E3 booth, picked it up, and put it in PAX West because it was packed. It had all the like games and stuff playing, and that was nice to see. So maybe that's what they're thinking is the best strategy. Is like, okay, something is going on. We don't know what is being. It's just fans, we don't know. So we're gonna just, try to go to these other conventions, whether it's in America or overseas, all that. So, I mean, that's pretty much what they said anyhow. All right, so another topic I got here is Microsoft's first-party titles is to be cross-compatible between Xbox One, Xbox Series X for the first couple of years. How do you all feel about this? Because I saw some articles, they were saying something about like no exclusives, which is not true. They actually debunked that last E3, which if people were paying attention, you would have heard the exclusive title, which was Halo Infinite. So how do you all feel about the whole, first party titles being cross-platform between Xbox One and Series X?
I thought it was a normal thing.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, same. I mean,
isn't it like cross, like with the Xbox One? Don't you can be able to play Xbox 360 games and original Xbox titles?
So they're talking about like lady, like right now, how you have an Xbox One, right? Well, you can play the games that's releasing on Series X on your Xbox One. You don't have to upgrade right away. You can take your time and upgrade. Basically, it's very consumer friendly.
I thought that was normal. I know that probably Halo Infinite may not come to the Xbox One like straight off.
But it is. That's just it. That it is. It's the, you know what I mean? It's like when the game releases, it'll be on the Xbox One family and on Series X, cross generational basically. And I feel like even last generation, the companies did this. And this is not like a new thing. I don't know why it actually made like headlines. Like I don't know why this was a big news topic. I guess because people speculate that putting games on the previous platforms will downgrade Series X games, which is not true. Most developers, and I can tell you from experience from people I work with, most developers, they develop for the highest denominator and then they scale down. So they put all the beautiful goodness in first, and then they scale down.
So it can be accommodating for lesser,
right, just like PC,
lesser powered hardware, right?
That's right.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear, because like everybody can't afford no X. I'm not saying I need an upgrade. So it's a done deal. I have to get an upgrade. That's like my birthday present. That's gonna be my birthday present. But not everybody gonna be able to afford an X, Series X. I'm sorry, I got a Series X.
Yeah.
But they can be able to play the titles on it though, and that's more money and that's more revenue in their pocket too. Just because you don't have the console don't mean you can be able to enjoy the game for $60. You can enjoy this on your Xbox One or your Xbox One S or even your vanilla fat baby Xbox One. So that sounded like a commercial. I'm sorry, but it's good. It's good. So I'm cool. I thought it was normal. I don't know why people, the Twitter
like
thing.
This made headlines. I feel like, is it a slow news week or like
It wasn't slow. It wasn't slow.
Yeah, so it was strange. So what do you think, LBOOGIE?
As far as like,
yeah, the first party titles being cross-platform between Xbox One, basically for compatibility with Series X for the first couple of years.
I think that we've discussed this before, and for me, I feel like how is this different from PC? You know,
Right.
um, there's people with super rigs that are able to play the same game as people with basic rigs. So to me, it seems like they're trying to build that same ecosystem within the console space, which is great because I can have the laziness of a console space, like we talked about earlier, as far as like, it's a closed system. I don't have to worry about, checking if this driver is updated, if that driver was updated. So I think it's the best of both worlds. If you have the money and you want to be able to, have the best of the best, you can. And if you want to just have, whatever, you can do that too.
Right on. I agree completely.
Yeah.
So CHAREECE, you want to add anything to this? Are you good? Or
I'm good. Like, I don't see any problem with this because this happened last generation. Again, that's why I got Black Flag on my original 360 and the Xbox. I mean,
Me too.
yeah, like
Double
this is what happens. You for the first 2 years, you get both games on both systems. That way, people again can have the new games on their older system till they can actually cross over to the new system. Then probably about that third, fourth year, then they're like, oh yeah, we finna stop. We can't do this no more. So yeah, I think that's how it's always been. So I don't know.
Well, see, I think the slight difference here would be, I mean, I can't confirm this at all, but is how you said you had to buy one for 360 and one for Xbox One. Well, you'll buy one game and it will scale to whatever platform. I think that's the difference.
Hey, that's even better.
Right. It's very consumer friendly, right? So yeah, but like I said, I don't know for sure. We'll see. I mean, I'm pretty sure they'll announce something eventually, but we'll see. All right, so just to kind of ending the generation last decade, they were, some of these sites were looking at the best-selling titles of the decade, and Grand Theft Auto was the best-selling title. Grand Theft Auto 5 was the best-selling title of the decade, along with 7 Call of Duties, Red Dead Redemption, and this little game called Minecraft. So, how do you all feel about this? I mean, it's a ton of Call of Duty, 7 Call of Duties.
Yeah.
So
I like how
that's
none of them was an exclusive though.
Ooh. I mean, you're right. All of the
Okay,
games
look,
here
I'm
are
gonna tell
multiplayer.
All I'm telling you is womp womp whoopie whoop whoop Call of Duty. Okay.
And wait. Ain't Call of Duty supposed to be dead? Call of Duty is dying.
No, swear.
Nobody plays Call of Duty. Call of
Ooh,
Duty
you
sucks.
don't play Call of Duty. Let's get that.
Call of Duty is
straight.
mainstream, people. Come on.
Hey, wasn't it like a time period there in this last decade that people said Call of Duty was dying?
Man, look, a decade ago I was playing Modern Warfare 2 with the tactical nukes with the 25 kill streaks. Man, you can't tell me nothing about no Call of Duty, man. Look, I love that. As much as that cliche American shooter is, it'll sure help you out with your aggression on a Friday night. You know what I mean? Like the last decade, like I get off work, I pay my bills, I buy a bottle, and I play Call of Duty. That's what's the routine. And for a game for Call of Duty, I'm happy because that means it made some money. I'm not saying it's perfect. We had issues, but to have 7 titles to be within the top 10 of the generation, shit. Now Grand Theft Auto, on the other hand, that sold more than the Bible. I didn't even know that game was gonna be like that.
Yeah, I think the surprising title was Red Dead Redemption 2 here. Like that game, it haven't even been out that long.
Because you see how gorgeous that game is. I just hate the only thing I didn't like about Red Dead 2 is the riding the horses part. Because sometimes for like the first 3 minutes, you cool riding a horse and shit, but then like after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you be like, man. They didn't have like auto ride or nothing. I could have like they did in like Grand Theft Auto. Like you go to the taxi and then you jump in and pick a location and you ain't gotta go nowhere. And you just watch the scenery. They should have did that with Red Dead.
They actually had something similar, right? You could like you had to like press like hold the A button and then it'd go into
cinematic ride or something. They'd like zoom out and follow you.
But you still have to steer.
Yeah.
You wasn't riding. Yo, I played Minecraft like in a demo, and I knew it was a no for me, dog. I'm over here cutting out cutting down trees and leaves and stuff, collecting material. It's nighttime and I got all these motherfuckers around me. I'm like, look, how was I supposed to know I was supposed to build a house as soon as I got there? You know what I'm saying? I love how the people that use Minecraft make beautiful worlds off those bricks. Like Hogwarts or Lord of the Rings. I saw one somebody did Minecraft on Lord of the Rings of the whole world, which is great. But blah blah, whoopie whoop whoop, Call of Duty. All right.
You know, I've bought Minecraft at least 3 different times. So for my daughter on 3 different systems. So you know what? I'm getting on their props. They got their money out of me.
Yeah, Minecraft is huge. They actually use that like in schools and help teach kids how to program. Like it's an amazing piece of software. You got anything to add to this, LBOOGIE?
I mean, that's the reason why it's there. You know, Minecraft, because you're able to use it to learn the code and everything else. Like that was probably like one of the greatest pickups Microsoft could have done for gaming. You know, like that is an endless money pit. So
yeah, buying skins and everything. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and even like my daughter, she's gotten to the age now where she's trying to, you know, make skins and stuff. So
that's awesome.
I love that, you know.
And then, you know, they got Minecraft Dungeons coming out. Like, I'm looking forward to that because it's.
You gonna play it?
Yeah, I'm definitely.
Yeah, why
gonna
not?
play it. Yeah,
I'll play.
It's not like the traditional Minecraft. It's a dungeon crawler. So it's, you know, that's not one of my favorite genres, but it's definitely, I can get behind that. You know, I can definitely get behind that easier than Minecraft. I just haven't been able to adapt to Minecraft. I just feel like that game skipped my generation. Like, that's how I feel about it. And sometimes I've tried to play some of it, but I just can't, you know, devote a huge amount of time to it. So yeah, I mean, it kind of is what it is. So, but yeah. All right, so we got a little bit of some tidbits here. We got some good news and some bad news. So I was kind of going through these, just trying to figure out some tidbits so that prior to like the questions. I see people already throwing in their questions, so that's awesome. But the good news is Monster Hunter World Iceborne expansion surpassed 4 million units sold. So
oh, wow.
Monster Hunter World has been one of the best-selling games for Capcom since upon release. Since I was released. So I mean, I think that's huge for them because I know at one point people were really kind of worried about Capcom and their IPs, and so next thing you know, they're dropping their Street Fighters, you know, obviously Monster Hunter World, and things are all on the up and up. So that was a good piece of good news. Sea of Thieves passed 10 million players since launch. I thought
that was awesome for them.
I know, Sea of Thieves. That's one I want to jump back into.
You want to come back to Sea of Thieves?
They got a single player now, right?
Yeah, they got a story and all that stuff. So I definitely want to jump back into that.
Dude, that's a grown woman gaming night game too.
That is. I can get behind that. I can get behind that.
We did that. We did Sea of Thieves.
I don't know
what does that mean? We can't do it?
I'm just saying we can't do it. I'm just saying we did it. We can do it again.
Yeah.
I gotta be drinking though. I have
to. We gotta figure out what night we gonna do grown woman gaming night.
No, lady. It's up to lady at this point.
Oh, that's not fair. That's not fair.
Sure.
Okay,
it is.
Okay, because your girl had to change shifts. Now I can't be playing that night like I usually do. Now it's a problem because somebody wants to go to the East Coast.
How is it just me?
I didn't
change your schedule,
right? And I'm in West, so yeah, that changed some things.
Especially on the weekend.
I can play on the weekend.
Yeah, it's rough. We gotta figure this out. We're gonna have to.
Time with Saturday, and then after the playoffs, I can do Sundays.
After the playoffs.
During the playoffs, you can do Sundays. Have your shit on one screen, and we be playing on the other screen.
So I'll be like oohing and eyeing shit because shit. Oh, we can figure it out. We will figure it out.
You know good well she can't do that because y'all play them Twitch shooter games, man. She can't.
But we wouldn't do that for grown woman gaming night because y'all don't like playing them games. I'm getting CHAREECE good at Apex though.
I see.
I'm getting better. I'm getting better. I'm not good.
She's getting good. She's getting good.
Yeah, she don't want to put good in there yet. Clearly. right.
What about Monster Hunter World, man? Look.
Oh, and again, remember now, that's also when that's no longer exclusive. So that's on both
It ain't
Which
cross plat though.
not yet.
Not
Not
yet.
yet.
I
Not
need it.
yet. I wouldn't. I hope they do decide to. That'd be great if they did that.
Because I'm not trying to get this. I got people on PC I can play with. I'm not trying to buy this twice.
This Iceborne, the expansion, isn't Iceborne just as big as a main game though? Like the expansion.
I'm not sure. It was fun though. Like I enjoyed playing Monster Hunter with you
Yeah,
guys.
same.
It wasn't the problem with the people that you were playing with or the actual game. It was the way that we had to like. It took like maybe 45 minutes to link all four of us into a game. Did that change since then?
I don't know. I haven't. We need to try it out because I know when we initially was trying to team up, it was hard. Like,
all right, I'm about to buy it now.
People get
Iceborne or
Iceborne,
like,
the new expansion.
Okay.
Iceborne.
I'm not buying a new expansion though. I'm still a level 7 on the regular game.
How are you level 7 though?
I'm like, you should be higher than
level
that.
7?
Maybe 8. I hit double digits. I did not hit.
Oh my God,
Lord Jesus!
You should be higher than that. I know I'm higher than that.
Man,
Right?
and not even touch the PlayStation version. That's still in the beginning. I still gotta do the beginning mission on the PlayStation.
Man, I just hope they make some adjustments. I don't know if they've made any adjustments to the UI, but that was one of my biggest challenges was navigating that. But yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed playing Monster Hunter World, man. That game was great. Like I had no qualms, you know.
No,
All right, we got to play then.
Yeah, I copy. If you copying Boogie, I cop too. I copy.
And y'all can stream it. And y'all can
Ain't
stream
nothing
it.
but a thing. Me and Delilah and Charisse gonna have grown woman gaming night.
Okay.
Without lady.
Come on, lady.
Without lady.
Well, I will be there in support.
That just sounds weird. Like
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, I would rather have y'all do grown women gaming night without me, and then I can watch y'all while I'm at work or closing down the shop or something, or on the way home and stuff. I will support y'all though, all day, every day. Cuh.
Of course, you know. All right, so we got some questions in the chat. Thank you all for submitting your questions. Anyone y'all want to grab them?
Charisse?
Sure. Hold on. Apparently, I have to buy Iceborne real quick. Let me go download that shit.
Let's get it.
Let me put my shit on hold.
Let's
Go
get
buy
it.
mine too.
Make sure my joint down. Let me do that from my phone. See,
Right,
Xbox.
that's what I'm about to do right now.
You can purchase your game and have it downloaded on your console.
That's
while you
right. You can just.
Tell Microsoft to cash me, cut me a check or something.
Again, I wish PlayStation had that shit.
Ooh,
Right.
but
Guess what? Guess who does though? The Oculus.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I go on the app and I say I want this game and it downloads it.
Oh.
All right, first question. Meek Gaming. Shout out to Meek for coming through. What do y'all think of Alienware's gaming system?
I can't afford it, so I don't talk about it.
She's talking about the little handheld thing?
The little the
handheld?
UFO.
Yo, that shit's big.
Is that what it's called? UFO?
Yeah, it's called the UFO.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's cool.
I think if it works like a computer as well as because it's supposed to be like their PC specs in the handheld. It's not really handheld. It's bigger than the Switch. It's bigger than the Switch, but it's gonna have all the graphical capabilities of a Alien PC in a handheld. If it runs on, they're competing with Nintendo, and if you can go on your computer, like if you can do browser on that shit, you might have something there. Because Switch, you can't go on your browser, but they can possibly do.
Wow, I think we did. I thought we talked about this like last on the 100.
Yeah, last week, but Meek wasn't here last week.
Yeah, sorry, Meek. But yeah. So I thought it was dope, and I will copy it if it dropped today, like because the fact that I will use it as my primary Xbox xCloud device and play all my games on that instead of my other mobile devices, and I would use that for my Steam machine device, handheld device. I think it's golden, and I think they have a good chance to I mean, you can play stuff outside of Nintendo's library on a handheld. I think it's great.
I still think Nintendo will come calling, but that's for different dates. Okay, I'll finish buying it. We'll download it
Me
after
too.
y'all show.
I'm
Um,
still gonna get in
next question. K Mega, what was your ladies' top 3 games of the decade? Dude, we did that last week.
there. I
Okay,
know
maybe
we
we
did
did last
5.
week.
We did
We did
5
5.
top 5 games of the decade last week.
Uh-huh.
Dang,
So
K Mega.
so you gotta listen to last week's show, K Mega. We love you, but you gotta go back last week. Other Zinc. I love that name actually. Why does Sony think they're bigger than E3?
I don't care.
I don't think that they think that they're bigger than E3 necessarily. I think that they feel that it's not lucrative enough, which I don't understand why. But I think they feel that they're going to spread their money elsewhere.
I can see that. Maybe it's not cost effective for them.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I was thinking. I mean, I think that's what it is. They probably look at all the metrics and look at the numbers and be like, oh yeah, okay, this is not that lucrative for us. So.
Yeah. Rio Balls.
Also, hold on though.
Oh.
I also think that the last E3 that they were there, they spent money on the wrong shit. So maybe if they had different people in place, they would go to E3 and spend money in different ways. Because that orchestra shit, having that guy there playing that flute, like all that shit don't need to be there. Just fucking show games. Like seriously, just show the games. Show me what you got.
Yeah. All right. Downloading now. Let's see. Rio Ball. Sorry. Are y'all getting the new Xbox and the PlayStation 5?
Yes.
Yes.
Day one.
And no, I'm not getting the PlayStation 5, but I am getting the new Xbox. Hell, I just got this 4. I still don't know what to do with that shit.
Well, yeah, I can definitely say that as well. I'm definitely getting the Xbox Series X. I don't know about PlayStation 5. I might hold off on that.
Have y'all gone into your games lately? It's like changed now.
You talking about the on the desktop? I mean, no, excuse me, on the actual console or on the app?
Yeah, so like when you go to games, like underneath you have full library, which is then put into 5 different categories.
Oh yeah,
own
nice.
Games,
Yeah, you're in the early
apps.
ring. I think you're in the early ring. Yeah. So some people see it and some people don't. It
Manage, manage tab now. This is cool. Free up space.
I like the real space part.
Remote installations on. Look at that. Keep my apps updated on. Network transfer on.
That's
All right. Jazzy Noob. Oh, Jazzy. Question. Bringing my sis to E3 this year. Still doing Korean barbecue. If we can.
Right?
Like, we might have to call ahead this time. Like, hey, can we reserve?
We got 30
like,
folks coming in here. We need the whole...
We might need the whole restaurant. Like, this shot got a room in the back somewhere.
That place is huge. I think that we would be fine.
Yeah. It's pretty nice size.
Let's see, Rangy 4.
How do you ready to pay that gratuity?
They probably automatically put it on the bill, man.
All right. Sorry.
Question. I turned off the.
We're still doing Korean barbecue this year.
Are we still doing Korean barbecue? That's what
if the gods willing.
Yeah. If the gods willing.
If the gods willeth.
Yeah.
How do you queens feel about some media saying E3 is not the same because it's open to the public, that it's no longer exclusive for them?
Yeah.
That's what I think the range for.
That sounds like a dim problem, because really media, I don't know. Media should have did something to combat that or something before it was open to the public. But they thought, oh yeah, it's all exclusivity and stuff like that. They wasn't making no money. They need to. That's a big ass space. They need to make that money. Opening it to the public made your event more popping than it initially was.
I mean, it definitely doubled the attendance numbers. Because people been, who traditionally wanted to go to E3 finally had the opportunity to do so. I mean, what's interesting is that I've been on both sides of it, so I understand where they're coming from when they say that, because they open up to the public, it's hard for media. I mean, that's true. But now, if you went last year, they tried to combat that by having like media get in earlier than everybody else, before everybody else. So, I mean, they say that, but I mean, you still got to figure out a way. It's like anything. You got to learn to adapt and figure out do your job effectively. because this is a change, and if people want to be there, so be it.
Okay, what's the next question?
Is that it? Is that it?
I know. I'm shaking my head at Range G4. I'm assuming this is towards Delilah and Lady with the 49ers being a Super Bowl.
I'm praying on it.
I low key want them to lose, man. I'm salty, fam. They
You
got
low-key want-
first of
you
all,
low-key-
okay. Check this out.
So you low key want
Check
my
this out.
team to
Yes.
lose?
Okay. Yes.
Damn.
All right. Check this out. Okay. Kyle Shanahan. When the Falcons went to the Super Bowl that year, Kyle Shanahan was offensive coordinator, right? And they lost the Super Bowl. So I don't want him to win nothing. To be real, I'm salty. I'm
sound
still
like a you
salty.
Sound like a you problem. It sounds like somebody that ain't in the playoffs.
Hey, that is exactly what it sounds like. I'm cool with that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, now next question.
Right?
I want them to lose. Who they play Green Bay? Oh yeah, they gonna hold that L. They gonna hold.
I don't think so. We beat them. We beat them a couple of times this season, at least twice.
See, y'all at home too, so y'all lucky because y'all was at Lambeau.
That cold ass shit. Oh, we would have lost.
Hell yeah. Probably be snowing and shit there.
You know, Sanford West Coast teams and snow don't mix. They don't play well. They don't play well.
Seattle,
y'all lucky.
Snow there.
Yeah, we just got some snow too.
West Coast snow is different from
over
Michigan snow.
Hell, I don't even know what snow is.
Oh, girl. Okay, you go to Michigan and Wisconsin, and you go to that snow.
Degrees below.
Like, man, it don't snow where she at. Come on, y'all.
I tell you back. It snowed 2 years ago here. I called my boss and told him I'm not coming to work.
Oh wow.
Georgia can't accommodate the snow. Like they just
we don't know how to drive in it. We don't know what to do
the
with
equipment.
It.
Oh, trust me, when it was snowing here, I didn't know what to do. I'm like, yo, I'm working from home because I don't even know how to drive in this. Like I don't even know what it's too much.
I'm not doing it.
6-7 inches of snow. I don't.
No. It was barely 2 inches here.
Oh wow, yeah, that's just bad.
Yeah,
you could drive 2 inches.
Nah, boo. We stayed our butts home. Let's see. Going through the questions. Ranging 4. Do you ladies think Microsoft should bring out Sean Layden playing Halo Infinite with a Greatness Awaits t-shirt? What the hell?
What's Sean Layden?
That's so elaborate.
Right?
I know, right?
And very specific.
Like, did you Google that shit? Who the hell is Sean Layden again? What his name?
That's the one that they just got rid of, right?
Oh,
when you say that Charisse don't know PlayStation, she really don't know PlayStation. She like, who's Sean?
Right?
I'm like, who's Sean?
I didn't notice the Greatness Awakening. Every time I see that commercial, I be like, y'all bullshitting, but that's just me. Nah, boo. You know what? That would be hella funny though. That would be like. Just don't have him come out on stage. Just have him sitting in the audience with like one of the Fan Fest T-shirts on, and like that'd be
Has he made any announcement or anything like what he went to or what he's doing since he's left Sony? Has anyone heard anything about Sean Layden?
I don't even know.
Crickets. Okay.
Crickets.
He used to be the head of the Sony Entertainment. Sean Layden. He used to come out and he was like the Phil Spencer of.
Yeah.
Girl, you was drawing a blank. I don't know who that is.
Really? Oh my gosh. She like
real. Let me go Google this man.
I'm telling you, it's easy, man. Let's pull it up. You will see what we're talking about. He's like, and they changed management. Like they changed their all.
I remember them changing management, but I do not remember this man's name. Hold on. Okay, I'm looking this man up. I skipped the question. Meek Gaming. Sorry, Meek. What's your predictions for E3?
Predictions too soon. It's too soon.
I'm gonna tell you what the prediction is. It's gonna be Grown Women Gaming. If the gods let it be, it's gonna be some Grown Women Gaming up in there. That's the only prediction I can get you. I can't say shit about these games because somebody will say something next week and something will change 2 weeks from now or 2 months from now. Everybody that's doing like content creating, like or streaming and stuff like that, right now their focus is making sure they set up to go. That's what everybody, I believe, is more focused at right now at this point versus what game's coming out or who's gonna be there or who's going to be on the floor. I'm not really hearing that right now. The conversation will come up, just not right now. All I'm hearing from my people is like, who's going to go, where they going to go, who they going to meet up with, planes, arrangements, Airbnbs. That's the beginning process of one person I'm just speaking on myself, that wants to go to E3 and plans to go to E3. Some people got they shit on deck last year in November. I'm like, damn. So that's good planning. But that's what I see right now. So the only prediction that I got is that Grown Woman Game gonna be there. Somebody gonna be there from Grown Woman Game. Best believe it.
So I was gonna go somewhere with this. I can't remember where, but shoot, man, I done went blank. So I guess we can move on.
Oh really? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Did I
I
make
completely went blank on how I was gonna tie this all together, but
all right then. Well, if Delilah gets her thought back together, we'll go back to her. Next, Ryo Boss again. No, wait, I think that's good. No, excuse me. Sega Man 101. Question: are you ladies looking forward to Doom Eternal?
yes,
I am.
I know Charisse is.
Yes.
Actually, for some odd reason, I really am. I really am looking forward to this game. I was kind of disappointed when it got pushed back, but we ain't gonna comment on that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I am. I'm ready for the rage. I might have to turn down the difficulty a little bit on this next title, but yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. Ryo Boss. Any games y'all looking forward to buying this year?
Oh man, so wow, it's
okay. Wait. Before we go through the whole list, because there's a long top 3 that you're gonna buy this year. Top 3.
Top 3. That's just gotta purchase. For me, I'm actually, my thought came back, and so what I was gonna say is, ladies, we need to get like a diehard PlayStation person on here to I want to get their opinion on how they feel about all these Sony moves that's being made. It would be great to just kind of have that on the show.
That ain't my ass.
Who's a
We need
legit?
to get
What's her name?
PlayStation Raw.
PlayStation Raw. Okay,
Raw.
y'all. So people in the chat, like, send the word out that we want to get somebody here to talk about Sony. I want to get an opinion on how they feel about all these moves, man, because
Right.
I just feel like I'm not enough in the know, being an Xbox person. So yeah.
I can put a tweet out.
Okay. Bet. Let's see. Megatron is in the chat. Yes, we already said that we're going. We're all gonna be there, or some of us gonna be there, but we're gonna be there.
Let's talk about Sean Layden. Oh, I looked that man up. He not cute, y'all.
I can't with you. I can't.
Sega Man 101, ladies. Questions. Do you think there would be a new Perfect Dark? I really enjoyed the Perfect Dark series. That's one of them IPs that's just laying dormant, right? I don't know. Perfect Dark hasn't been thought of in like almost a decade. I don't even know. I don't know.
Anybody else got anything on this?
And I never played Perfect Dark.
Me neither.
Perfect Dark is, oh my gosh, so much nostalgia with that game. Back on N64.
Super Agent chick or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Golden Eye, but it had Joanna Dark as the main lead. It's one of the first. It was a first-person shooter. They had it one on 360 that they brought back, and then it kind of went away again. But yeah, it's kind of like James Bond, but you playing as a Joanna Dark, and it's kind of nice. Super, like you said, agent, like just an agent chick. Yeah, that's right. Jason Noop in the chat said Rare Replay. It's on Rare Replay, which is on Game Pass. So if you ever want to check out Perfect Dark, there's your opportunity. Yeah. All right, so we got to wrap it up. Let you all, and
that's all the questions.
I think that's
it.
all
the questions.
That's it. But yeah, so we can go ahead and do our outros, and I guess I'll go first. It's your girl Delilah_HD on Twitter. And thanks everyone for rocking out with us. We do appreciate each and every one of you. Please tell your friends. We're still trying to grow our numbers. And thank you. I'll be online. Delilah HD is the gamer tag.
All right. I want to thank everybody that stopped by checking us out. I love the interactions with you guys on chat. That's what keeps us going. You already know, Lady underscore infamous 415 on Twitch. We're gonna do the stick of truth right after this, and my side piece, aka Twitter, is Lady underscore infamous 30. And thank you so much, you guys, for stopping by, and thank you to my lovely panel being authentic as always.
Book.
LBOOGIE?
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you said me.
Yeah.
My bad. I heard bro, and that was it. Anywho's, y'all can catch me on Mixer, LBOOGIE0208, Monday through Friday. Well, actually Tuesday through Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Weekends is kind of whenever I feel like it and have time. And yeah. See you next week. Thanks for coming by. Love you.
Bye.
All right, CHAREECE.
All right, it's your girl CHAREECE here, coming through. Thank y'all for stopping through. Thank y'all for liking the show. Thank y'all for the crazy questions. We greatly appreciate them. And we'll see y'all next week.